Hi, welcome to a new fragrance haul. I bought 8 fragrances. We are going to open these up and share our thoughts on them. Like always, I have the one and only Sandra Salomon fragrance by my side. So let's start with a fragrance so many of you recommended me to buy. This is Lattafa Qahwa. Qahwa, yeah, there you go, maybe something like that. And I believe, I'm not sure if this is a clone of something, but I believe this is like a flanker to the Khamrah one. Please do spray it on. So some of the notes in Lattafa Qahwa are cinnamon, cardamom, ginger, praline, candied fruits, white flowers, coffee, vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin and musk. So I'm getting whiffs of this and it smells good. Sort of right up both your and mine sort of alley in that it's sweet for sure.
Yes. This is, if you like fragrances like Angel's Share from Kilian, if you like the original Khamrah, if you like, what's the name of Al Harmain Gold Edition, the long one?
Amberwood Extreme, the fruity one.
Yes.
Okay.
If you like that kind of fragrances, you're gonna like this.
Yeah. This is the stuff I usually enjoy. It's a sweet, sort of a spicy fragrance with vanilla, and I think, I could be wrong, please do correct me in the comments if you think I'm wrong, but in a way this reminds me of the sort of original. I'm not sure if Khamrah is the original, but this reminds me a bit of that, but it also feels a bit sort of a lighter. And even though I don't think this is a fresh kind of scent, this feels slightly sort of a fresher and lighter than Khamrah.
Yes, the first thing that came to my mind when I smelled this was mint. And while I do think it has similarities with Khamrah, Khamrah is more fruity and this is more spicy.
Yeah, I like it, and I think you and I need to do like a Qahwa versus Khamrah soon. And I think if you are looking for like a semi-cheap sweet fragrance that smells really good, then this would be a pretty good choice. So the reason why I say semi-sweet is because this cost me about 50 or 55 bucks. So this is definitely one of the more sort of expensive Lattafa fragrances I bought. So Lattafa Qahwa is a thumbs up from me. What do you think?
Yes, a thumbs up from me too.
So next up, a fragrance from Juliette Has. So I have not bought a lot of fragrances from Juliette Has, mostly because of 2 reasons. Number one, quite a few of them are fragrances I simply don't think are anything special. Number 2, quite a few of those I've tried do not have good performance. But with that said, I bought 2 from Juliette Has, and both are in this haul. The first one is Sunny Side Up. So I have a thing for sort of a tropical summer-ish scent, and I'm hoping this is a good one. Please do spray it on.
Yes.
Some of the notes in Juliette Has Sunny Side Up are Vanilla Absolute, Amethyst, Sandalwood, Coconut Milk, Orris Root, Jasmine, Isoe Super, and Ambrette. So if you're a subscriber, then you know exactly why I bought Sunny Side Up. And if you're not yet a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe right now. The coconut. So yeah, I like it. This is basically coconut, a bit of florals, and almost like almost but not quite like a luxurious suntan lotion-ish kind of vibe. I'm definitely getting the coconut, I'm definitely getting quite a big dose of vanilla, and everything is a bit sort of powdery. If you're a bit like me in that you absolutely love the scent of coconut, then I think this is definitely a good one. One thing though, if I compare this with some of my other sort of tropical coconutty sort of fragrances, especially let's take Le Beau, this doesn't have a big dose of freshness in it. So this is mostly like coconut, vanilla, and it's a bit powdery. So this sort of lacks the freshness that I have in most of my other sort of coconut focused fragrances. But even if this lacks that dose of freshness, I still don't think this is a heavy kind of scent. So this feels quite light.
Yes, it does. And also worth mentioning is that it has what I think is a wonderful white floral mix, and it also has this creaminess over the whole blend.
Yeah. So next up is a fragrance from Zara, and you and I actually have caught a whiff of it already, because unfortunately this has been leaking in the package.
Yes.
But it actually smells gorgeous even being leaked from the package. And
If anyone saw my face when opening this up, it was because of the big splash that came out when I opened it.
And unfortunately it's leaking here. It smells gorgeous, but I already lost quite a bit of the juice. So some of the notes in Zara Sand Desert at Sunset are orange, incense, cinnamon, tonka bean, chocolate, iris and cedar. So right away this smells quite a bit, or quite a lot, like Kilian Angel's share.
Yes, and I would say it definitely has a lot of similarities, and I smell that both from the leaked package and also now on the test strip.
Yeah.
What I do think is that it still has its own personality.
Yeah.
So it's not an exact clone, but it has so many vibes from Angel's share.
Yeah, I think this is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And for the price, if you like Kilian Angel's share, then this is definitely a no-brainer. One quite sort of a noticeable difference is, I believe it's that orange, because this has, at least initially, has quite a prominent dose of sort of freshness to it that I do not get in Kilian Angel's share. And this doesn't feel as heavy, sweet, deep as Kilian Angel's share. So I'm guessing this is a big like from both of us. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if you can see this. This is how much I lost simply because this leaked in my box. So next up is another fragrance from Lattafa, and this is Lattafa Bade'e Al Oud Amethyst. So this is the third, I believe, fragrance that I bought in the Bade'e Al Oud line. I believe that's the name of the line. And this is, I think, a dupe or clone of Initio Atomic Rose, which is one of my absolute favorite rose focused fragrances. So I'm getting whiffs of it, but what do you think?
This has to dry down before I was gonna say trash it.
Whoa.
Okay. This is inspired by Atomic Rose, and I think they pretty much failed the fuck out. This is the kind of rose that I can't stand. No, this is like grandma's, old grandma's, like toiletries. Do you say that?
Okay, I get it. So this is interesting because I do get sort of a Atomic Rose vibes, but at the same time this is not as beautiful as Atomic Rose. Now, one thing though that I gotta mention when it comes to a lot of the Lattafa fragrances is that quite often they do need a bit of sort of maceration, and the very first sprays can often be quite sort of harsh, and quite often they do need some time to dry down. But even so, based on this first impression, I don't think it's as bad as you described it. I've smelled far worse rose and sort of a woody fragrances. But with that said, this is not as epic as Atomic Rose, which is a fragrance I absolutely love.
This could dry down for a year.
Okay.
It won't smell better.
Okay,
anyways.
So a massive, and that's like an understatement.
Yes.
A massive dislike from you, and I'm a bit, at least right now, I'm a bit disappointed. So next up is a fragrance I've already smelled. I actually thought that I bought this years ago, but when we were supposed to do a big Hugo Boss the scent comparison, I was like, hey, where's the OG? I couldn't find the OG, so I had to buy the OG. So this is not a new Hugo Boss scent, this is the original. Please do spray it on. Some of the notes in Hugo Boss scent are ginger, mandarin orange, bergamot, maninka, lavender, leather and woody notes. So what do you think?
I think this was the perfect way to clean up my nose after that horrible
You probably
rose.
need like a big dose of coffee or something up here.
I think so. I think it's great. I mean, it's fresh, it's aromatic, it has the maninka. What else can you wish for? This is so simple, so easy to like.
The original is an interesting one in that this opens up with quite a prominent dose of freshness, Quite a prominent dose of freshness that I don't get in the scent sense. And right away you basically get that big dose of freshness together with a bit of leather and that maninka in the background. I think it's an interesting scent and one quite full of contrast. This is, however, not at the very top of the scent sense, at least not for me.
I was just about to say that I'm not sure if this can make it into the top 3.
So next up is the second Juliette Has a Gun fragrance in this haul. And once again, if you're a subscriber, then you know exactly why I bought this. And the name of this is Pear Inc.
Yes.
And pear is the very main reason I bought it. So I really don't have a lot of fragrances that are focused on the scent of pear. I mean, I have Ultra Male and I recently bought Herbe Vive from Hermès, which is a fragrance that is slowly sort of growing me. And the main reason I bought that one was because of pear. Yes. So I'm hoping this is a good one and that this will sort of expand my very small sort of pear-focused fragrance collection.
Yes, and this definitely does smell like pear. The initial sprays gave me the scent of sour, freshly picked apples together with the sweetest pear. Then the apple went away, so now it's turning into something pear-ish, together with something maybe woody, musky.
This quickly starts to dry down into something that, as you mentioned, is quite musky, and the pear is sort of growing by the minute.
And I like it, but I think I'm a bit disappointed because I was expecting and hoping for the pear to be stronger.
So yeah, I keep repeating myself here, but this actually gets better and better by the minute.
Yes,
and now it almost reminds me of like pear vanilla ice cream, even though there's no vanilla in it. So I do like it, and this will be very interesting. I'm gonna do a review of it. This will be very interesting to see how it starts to dry down.
You have to put this on your skin.
Let's try it on skin and see how it dries down.
Yeah, it smells like pear popsicles on your skin. Really good. This is what I was hoping for.
Definitely, if you try it out, definitely try it out on skin because it's a lot better on skin. And based on these sprays, I quite like it. The only thing is that I'm hoping, I'm thinking this will probably be one of the Juliette Has a Gun fragrances that doesn't have good performance, but I'm hoping for the best. And as I'm getting whiffs of it from my hand, yeah, this was a good one.
Yeah.
So next up we have the second from Zara in this haul. And after this one we have Lattafa Vintage Radio, which I'm really looking forward to getting my nose on. This is Zara Sunrise on the Red Sand Dunes. What a name. Please spray it out.
Who came up with that?
Some of the notes in Zara Sunrise on the Red Sand Dunes are bergamot, ginger, mandarin orange, orange blossom, cassis, and musk and amber. So I'm getting whiffs of this. It smells really good. But I can also say that if you usually don't like this note combo, then you will most likely not like this. I happen to love the mix of freshness, white florals with a bit of musk. This is a different kind of, at least to me, a different kind of fresh scent.
Yes, and if you're a subscriber on my channel, which you are.
Make sure you subscribe to Son of Salman Fragrance, by the way.
And which you are.
Yeah, I am.
You know what I think about a fragrance like this.
I think you love it.
Are you a subscriber?
I am, okay, so you
Are
don't
you even
like
my
it.
friend?
Oh, sorry, yeah, okay. So yeah, I know you're not a big fan of citrus-focused fragrances, but this, in a way...
is a citrus bomb.
Yeah, in a way, but yeah, this is very much citrus. So I like it. This is basically freshness, white florals with a soft hint of musk in the background. This, however, will be something that is quite polarizing. You either absolutely love this kind of scent or you absolutely despise it. I like it. Okay. And yeah, if it wasn't that obvious, this is a big dislike for her. So next up we have Lattafa Vintage Radio. Now this is one that has been recommended by so many subscribers. I'm hoping the juice is a lot better than the bottle because I do not like the bottle. Some of the notes in Lattafa Vintage Radio are lavender, sage, bergamot, palo santo, plum, black pepper, sandalwood and oud. And I do want to say that this is supposed to be inspired by Initio Paragon,
Yeah.
which is a fragrance I actually have not tried.
I think this is quite interesting. I can't say it's a love from the start, but this definitely has something. I would say it's kind of sweet, it's woody, it has layers. I say very interesting. I have tried Paragon, but I can't really remember how it smelled. This can turn out to be something good.
So straight away, this is my kind of scent. It's definitely woody, it's definitely fruity. To me, it has a light kind of powderiness to it as well. It does have a bit of sweetness to it. And even though this is quite woody, fruity and a bit sweet, what I do think is really nice about it is that I don't feel it's too heavy in any way. So this is a woody and fruity scent with a bit of sweetness to it. And even though it does have a bit of depth to it, it also has quite a light side to it. And I do enjoy fragrances that has that sort of a contrast to them.
Yes, and this has already turned into a love for me, and I understood why when I heard the notes. I mean plum, you know how I feel about plum.
This is, at least based on this first impression, an absolute banger. I feel I really gotta do a proper review of it. I believe I paid about 50 or 55 bucks for this. So this falls into the sort of a semi-cheap or semi-expensive, depending on how you view it, kind of category when it comes to fragrances from Lattafa. But for the price, I think this is gorgeous.
Yes, and compared to the prices on Initio fragrances, this is a steal.
So we usually end our hauls by choosing our favorites. And since we have 8 fragrances here, I'm gonna say let's choose our 2 favorites, just based on this first impression. So what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that we have a pretty good collection of fragrances here.
Yeah.
I think 2 of them we could have lived without.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Lattafa, Khamrah, Qahwa.
Okay.
Just because I can't pronounce it. And I'm going to go with Paragon.
Okay.
No, this is
No,
not Paragon.
yeah. This
Vintage
is
Radio.
Vintage Radio, yeah. So I'm gonna say this was actually a tough one, but like you picked this one, Vintage Radio, definitely one of the absolute best. But then things get really hard picking my second favorite, but I'm actually going to go with the cheapie from Zara, the Sunset one, I believe, the leaky one, that to me at least is very similar to Kilian's Angel Share. So yeah, these 2 are, at least right now, my favorites from this haul. So I would love to hear your thoughts on these fragrances. Have you tried any of them and how do you feel about them? Like this video, I really appreciate it. Make sure you head on over to Sandra Salman Fragrances channel, sub to her, sub to me, and I'll see you in the next one.